Hey guys, it's Kara. Okay, so I just got back from Half Price Books and I bought so many books, but I can't do a book haul until I get my shipment in that I ordered from Amazon because I also bought books from there. And I'm just wasting all my money, you guys, and it's an addiction. It's bad. But anyway, so because I can't do a book haul for you guys, I'm going to do Raylene's tag, which was the Playing with Your Emotions tag. And if you guys haven't checked out Raylene already, I'll link her down below. She's such a cool channel. I love it. Um, and I love her tags, so I'm gonna go ahead and get to it. And some of the emotions, I have more than one book, but just two, just because I couldn't decide which one. Okay, so the first emotion is happy, and lots of books make me happy, but I guess one in particular that is in a series is Anna and the French Kiss by Stephanie Perkins. And I'm actually currently reading this book again because I just can't get. I was, picking it up off my shelf last night, getting ready to do this book tag, and I've been in a reading slump for the past month. So I figure, what better way to get out of a reading slump than to read something that you know you're gonna love. So I am just gonna read that really fast, and it's gonna be magical and awesome. Okay, two. Sad. Now, I've only ever cried twice while reading a book or books, and they're two different books, and I'll just show you one of the books because the other book that I cried in, I will show later in the video for different emotion. But obviously, this is probably everyone's choice, but it is The Fault in Our Stars by John Green, and as you can see, I don't have the book because I lent it to my sister. But yeah, I mean, I didn't think I was going to cry, and I didn't cry at the part where I think a lot of other people cried. I cried at a different part, but I don't really want to tell you because if you haven't read it, I don't want to ruin the book for you. Okay, the third emotion is angry. Um, okay, I chose two books, but actually, I have a lot of books that make me angry. I don't know what it is. I have like 4 or 5 books that I just want to punch in the face. But anyway, I only chose two. The first book is Mockingjay. This book makes me so angry, you guys. When I first got done reading it, I threw it across the room. I was so frustrated. I hated the ending. I hated it. It was like Katniss was just settling and she was all glum and just don't, just no, did not like. I mean, the third book as a whole, I probably give like a 3, even though I think on Goodreads I gave it a 5. I don't know why, but yeah, the book just made me really mad. And then the other book that makes me super mad is Luna by Julie Ann Peters, and it's just this is a book about a boy who kind of wants to be a girl, so he starts acting like a girl, transgender, and it was fine until the very end. And oh my gosh, I don't want to ruin it in case you haven't read it, but the very end, I couldn't believe it was the end of the book. I was so mad. I was mad. Oh, it makes me mad even just thinking about the end. But yeah, so those were my angry, and I have other angry books, but I don't. This no. Okay. The fourth emotion is nostalgic. And I've seen a lot of people say Harry Potter, and unfortunately, I only read the third Harry Potter book when I was actually young. So Harry Potter isn't nostalgic for me. The movies are nostalgic for me, but not the books, because I read the books when I was a senior in high school. But I did read a copious amount of other books as a child, which I will show you. Okay, I read the entire Daughters of the Moon series. There's 12, and this is the 12th book. This is by Lynn Ewing, I think is how you pronounce her name, and I freaking loved these books as a child. I read them all in 7th grade, I believe, and there's 12 of them. So I mean, for a 7th grader to read 12 of these, I don't know, they're small books, but for a 7th grader, they're pretty big. I get to 300 pages. And then I also read so many Fear Street R.L. Stine books. It was ridiculous. I was obsessed with this series. So anyway, well, it's not really a series. They're kind of all standalone books, but they're all on Fear Street. So those are so nostalgic for me. 5. Scared. I do not get scared while reading books, or at least I haven't found a book that's made me scared. But since I have never really been scared while reading a book, I just will show you guys the book that I cried in. The only other book I've ever cried in and I think I cried because I was scared for the characters, because I liked the characters a lot, and it was emotional. But it's another R.L. Stein book, and it is The Secret. I don't know if anyone's read this, but oh my gosh, it made me cry like a baby. And yeah. Okay. The sixth emotion is surprised. And so I took this emotion kind of as in I was surprised by the end of the book, like maybe a twist or something. And I chose two books. The first book I don't have because I lent it to my sister, and it's a Chuck Palahniuk book called Invisible Monsters. Chuck Palahniuk also wrote Fight Club. And Invisible Monsters, the ending was crazy. I was not expecting that ending. And then the next book that the ending completely threw me was Life of Pi by Yann Martel. And we had to read this book for high school, but I actually really liked this book, and the ending freaking blew my mind. I was so surprised. I was so surprised. Anyway, yes, that if you haven't read that book, I recommend it. Okay, seven is disappointed. Disappointed and angry kind of go a little hand in hand, but disappointed. The book, probably the most disappointed I've ever been in a book, was when I listened to the audiobook of Matched by Ali Kandi, I think is who that's by. Um, it's like, if you don't know what book I'm talking about, it's like a girl and she's in a bubble and it's green. That book, I was so looking forward to it because lots of people say how good it is, and it was not. It was not good at all. I was thoroughly disappointed with that book. Okay, eight is Distressed, and I remember reading this book as a child, and it was freaking me out just because I'd never read a book like this ever. And there was a scene with twins, and I'm a twin, so I was freaking out. But it's The Giver by Lois Lowry. Um, Enough said. This book stressed me out because it's the first dystopian book I think I ever read, which was in seventh grade. I read a lot of really good books in seventh grade. I just now realized that. And if you haven't read The Giver, guys, come on, read it. It's so good. It has a giant gold prize on it. I don't know what prize it's for. I don't know. I failed. Okay, and then the last emotion is confused. Um, I could really only think of one book that I ever read, and when I got done reading it, it was for school. I read the entire book cover to cover, and I cannot tell you what this book is about. It is. I don't know if it was because I wasn't really reading it that well for school, you know, because if it's a school book, you don't read it as well as you normally would. Even though we had to annotate it and stuff like that, but I could not tell you anything about this book. It confused me so much. I don't even know, but it is Crime and Punishment by, oh my gosh, don't make me say his name, by that guy. And I don't know if anyone else has read this book, but man, I think I should just reread it when I'm like 50, and then maybe I'll finally understand it. But yeah, so that was the Playing with Your Emotions tag that Raylene created, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll probably be doing the Inside Out tag too, just because everyone's been doing it. And oh, no one tagged me. No one ever tags me. That's fine. I just do it for myself because I think they're fun. But anyway, yeah, look forward to the book haul. I should be doing that soon. And bye.